knew him for the least amount of time of anybody here. But as Gabe said, I didn't grow up with grandparents, and yeah, I cried all my tears before this, but I wouldn't cry. It's okay. I didn't grow up with grandparents, and I did make sure to let Gabe know how special it was to be an adult and get to meet your family as an adult. And as a girl who grew up absolutely obsessed with history, I did several different speeches with the NAACP about the Tuskegee Airmen and their impact in World War II. I spent a lot of time as a little girl really, really invested in the history of the Holocaust. And so to grow up and meet Gabe and then be welcomed into this family that is truly, it spawned from such an incredible tragedy. And then at 95, be so open-minded to welcome someone else into his family. To meet Irvin, and I didn't get the fortune of meeting Lily, but to meet Irvin and have him be so incredibly welcoming. I think Gabe and I were together for 6 months and he was calling me Gabe's wife. He was the best. I'm not saying that to a group of people who didn't know him, but to meet him as a stranger. All of you were his family. All of you were and have been his family for a lot longer, like I said, than I knew him. But to be 95 when I met him and still be so open-minded about the world, to be 95 and still be curious, to be 95 and want to ask questions and get to know someone, I could not wish something better for everyone here, right? He surpassed every kind of expectancy that there was. Anytime someone said, oh, we might think he doesn't have much longer, he beat it. And if that is not the resilience that he was born with and tested with, I just hope that we all get to be 95 and open, And I think it's just the coolest influence for every single person who got to meet him. And honestly, my family got to meet him through me taking the stories home. Everyone who was touched by him went and spread some of his love to everyone else. And I'm sure that the same thing would happen with Lily. The only other thing that I wanted to say is I was astounded by his intelligence when I met him. I don't know if everyone here knows, but Mike would call every evening. And for a long time they played a game. Sorry, Mike. But I've never experienced something more beautiful than him sitting on his little computer, that's what he called a phone, on the little computer every night, talking to Mike, and Mike picking a place on the planet. And little by little, via kilometer distance, Irvin would get to that place on the planet. He would guess Ethiopia, and Mike would say it's 6,000 kilometers away. And Irvin would have to sit there in his head and figure out where in the world Mike was thinking 6,000 kilometers away. And to see the incredible intelligence that man carried through his entire life was so incredibly inspiring. So, thank you both for sharing him with me. Thank you, Jim. Truly, I've never met two more selfless people. To sacrifice, and you might say it's not a sacrifice, but to sacrifice so long to give your parents something is something that you'll never regret, but something so many of us don't get. Mike and Anne, for the time that you gave them to come see us on the ship, but also to let Martine recover, the fact that, you got more time with Andrew, it's just the best. It's so cool to have such a loving, supportive family that is ready to take care of their elders in their time of age, but also in their time of death. It is the biggest gift. And you're so incredibly selfless, and it was not easy, but how invaluable. So thank you for welcoming me into your family, and thank you for sharing such an incredible human with me.
Thank you.
Yeah.